My sister borrowed $17,000 from our family for her destination wedding. She said the venue had raised the price or they'd lose the deposit. That was not what the money was used for. When I found out and backed out, she left me a drunk voicemail threatening to claim the whole thing was a gift and kept every penny. Full story right now. My younger sister, we'll call her Katie, had always wanted a big wedding, a really big one. She had her fiancé, Chris, plan a 4-day event in Dubai, 70 guests, a luxury hotel. By the time you added the flights and accommodation, it cost just over $3,000 for each person to attend, and I was the maid of honor. About 6 months before the wedding, Katie and Chris came to us with an emergency. She said the venue had changed the price, a contract clause, a Dubai law issue, something with the booking. And if they didn't pay an additional $17,000, they'd lose everything they'd already put down. They had repayment paperwork ready, and this was the last resort. My parents put in $10,000 and I put in $7,000. I want to be clear. I did not expect to be paid back immediately. I put in what I could because I love my sister and I did not want her to lose her wedding. I'm saying this so you understand where I was when I found out the truth. About a month later, I ran into someone who had been at a dinner I wasn't at. They mentioned something offhand and something about the wedding, about Chris's family, and whether or not they'd be able to make it work. The venue price didn't change. The money wasn't for the venue. Chris's family had looked at the cost of the Dubai trip, decided they weren't willing to pay for it, and told Chris that they wouldn't come. Rather than accept that, Katie and Chris decided to pay for them. His parents, his 2 brothers, and his nephew. They just didn't want to ask for it directly, so they made up a venue story. I went to Katie and asked her point blank, and she confirmed it, all of it. Then I asked the obvious question. If they were going to pay for this family to attend, why not ours? We had all paid our own way, flights, hotel, over $3,000 each. We had not been offered the same. She said, direct quote, because they can't afford it. I asked her if she truly believed that that was the fairest way to handle it. She couldn't answer. I asked why, if she thought it was fair. Then why did she have to lie about where the money was for? She had no answer for that either. So I told her that I loved her, but that I couldn't stand up at the front of the room and perform happiness I didn't feel. I said I'd still send a gift, but I backed out of the wedding. She did not take this well. Over the following weeks, the calls escalated. Messages from Chris, messages from his family, people I'd never met were texting me about ruining Katie's day. My parents, who had decided to still attend, were caught in the middle, and then a few days before they were due to fly out, I got a voicemail. Katie had been at her Hindu. She had been drinking, and she left me a message. In the voicemail, she told me that if I didn't come to the wedding, I was no longer her sister, that I was embarrassing her and the family, and that what I'd done was unforgivable. And I want you to really hear this, she said that if I didn't come, she and Chris would not be paying back a single cent. She would tell everyone in that the contract was faked, that it was a gift, and if I wanted the money back, I could take her to court. I listened to that voicemail 3 times. Then I forwarded it to my parents, who both pulled out of the wedding. Then I forwarded it to my brother-in-law, who is a lawyer. He, at my request, had drawn up the original loan contract. Update. My brother-in-law sent a formal letter. In it, he included a full transcript of the voicemail. He also noted in that first repayment date had passed without any contact from Katie or Chris, and that he voided the payment plan entirely. The new demand was for the full $17,000 in one payment within 30 days, or we would proceed to court. We received one response, an email from what appeared to be a fake law firm, claiming that the money had been a gift, the contract was fraudulent, and that we were welcome to sue if we wanted to. My brother-in-law sent one more letter. He attached the voicemail again. He noted the email had been received, and he sent a new deadline. The full amount appeared in our accounts 5 days later. All of it at once. We heard afterward that Katie and Chris had told anyone who would listen that we had demanded our gift back out of nowhere and that they were in financial trouble because of us. A few people believed them. Most didn't, though, especially the ones who also gotten a voicemail from my brother-in-law's office. I don't know where things go from here with my sister. What she said in that voicemail, some of it isn't something you just walk back from. I'm not angry. I'm just very, very clear now who I was dealing with. The money is back, the contract is closed, and my brother-in-law's fees were, in his words, very, very reasonable. So, sister made 3 mistakes here. Let me see. 1, she borrowed money on a signed legal contract. 2, she left a voicemail that is a recording, saved to someone's phone and can be used against her in situations like this. And then 3, she forgot the person she was calling had a lawyer in the family. And then coming back with a fake law firm email is what really gets me. And a lot of people do that, especially with ChatGPT as their lawyer. So in any case, she got her money back. Good on her. But money always tarnishes family relationships. But yeah, that was a different one. I haven't read anything like that in quite a while, actually ever for this channel. So if you like stories like this, where it is the full and complete story, follow for more, because I only post stories with complete endings. And if you are interested in anything that you see in these videos, check out the link in bio of where you can purchase these for yourself. Thanks so much. Make sure you're following. I'll see you on the next story.